Welcome back to a new video. So I haven't warmed up or anything, so this will be a long one. But I also didn't take off the weights from yesterday, so it's a fun thing that I like to do is troll myself. It's a dynamic warm-up to take off all of the plates from your previous session. But I just didn't really want to. And I have free will, unfortunately. So we are doing snatch balances today, jerks from the rack, front squats, and that's it. So I need to get these plates off, get the racks turned around, and get warmed up. But I would like to get to at least 120 in the snatch balance like I did last week without the any misses. And ideally I would get all the way to 150 in the clean and jerk. I don't know if that's going to be in the cards. I'm pretty sore, but same with front squats. Really all it is. I don't know how it's going to go today. Only one way to find out though. Basically back on track. I was never really off track. Just with the heavy day being on Sunday, I didn't want to train on Monday. I was just really sore and fatigued and neurologically tired. So combine the Monday and Tuesday session a bit with the snatch and clean jerk work and move the pulls to yesterday. So I'm still in a different way. Well, I guess it's always the same way when you lift weights, isn't it? My traps are sore, which is always makes you feel like you did something productive when like you shrug and your shoulders and traps are fatigued. It also makes you, at least me, feel ginormous. But I don't know if anyone saw on the post, I posted a picture of myself. I had to have been 15, because based on my sister graduating, which is the other part of the picture I cropped out, my sister graduated when I was 15, so it would have been that year, so right before I got my learner's permit. And when I got my permit, I was 5'9" and 135, I think. And that might have been a generous 135. So I was still always trying to gain weight. I was never trying to be skinny, even when I was. But I didn't grow much. I was basically done growing at that point. So I was probably a little bit under 5'9", and now I'm just basically 5'11". I realized there's two reasons why I look taller out here. Is I have shoes on that have a heel in it that make me look taller, but also just the angle, the background and everything makes me look taller. I should just say I'm like 6'2". A lot of people would believe it, but alas, I am not. My father is though. He's about 6'2.5". He's about 6'3". So I've got his frame. Definitely, I'm the same width as him, so I suppose that's good in a sense to look bigger. I've probably been a good bodybuilder with the frame that I have, just being wider, but I can't imagine weighing like 300 pounds and being all roided up. That just sounds kind of insane. sounds rather unpleasant. 60 more pounds of mass. But with enough drugs, I think it would be possible, especially with just like I have the frame to do it, but I would have to weigh, probably honestly, if I were to go like the full Jay Cutler IFBB Pro, I probably would have to be close to 300 to like fill out my frame, with all of the pharmaceutical help as well. That I posted a video the other day, so this video will come out Friday. What I posted Wednesday night, just going over the program and kind of the progression and stuff that I'm doing, a little bit more so like a general overview Once I finish this 5-week block, then I'll go over like all of the specifics and kind of just go through an overview of that, and then look at the next essentially 5 weeks, weeks 6 through 10, and see what exercise selection will change. But I'm hoping to be able to push up this week 3 and 4 and 5. You know, I envision that not every lift is going to keep going up each week. I'm going to get stymied somewhere, but as long as things continue to feel good, I'm building volume, like I'm getting sore from all these lifts, and it's kind of what I want during this block, so it's ideal. And then in the next one, not that I'll necessarily make more aggressive jumps, but more focused on, you know, getting up in intensity a bit more and pushing some of the complexes like the block snatch, and trying to get up to, you know, over 100% of what I can do from the floor would be ideal. Be really cool. But you gotta lock down on the small lifts before. Quite sore though. So I haven't done anything yet. Oh. That's been kind of the warm-up progression I've been doing. It's nice because it gets me into the full motion. I don't know why my phone's bugging out. It gets me into the full motion, it gets my heart rate up a little bit, and it gets me just committed to being in the overhead squat, which really, like, I'm not in a ton of pain or anything, so it's not too bad in that regard. My quad tendon is pretty much fine now, which is always funny to me when I just ignore it and it gets better. I think spending more time in like warm-ups like this probably have helped. Not that I've done it particularly more, but it's something that, like, going through that helps me with just getting into snatches a lot faster, so that I get done training a little bit faster. I'm going to do a couple, try a double here with just the bar. See how it feels. So honestly, like, I don't feel as bad as I thought I was going to. I guess, like, when I'm sore like this, I think everything's just going to hurt, but really it's just like, you're just sore. So I don't have maximal strength right now, but whew. It's always encouraging when I don't have anything on, I guess shoes, but I don't have any assist equipment on, like the wraps and stuff, and I'm like, alright, I actually feel pretty good, so I'll probably do that again. I'll restart the video here. So we'll do that for another double and then go to 50. Really, honestly, miss a jump. Well, but I want to take bigger jumps today. I don't know. We'll do it just wraps on, and then we'll throw 50 on with the knee wraps, and then just start going up. Feel pretty ready to go though, which is nice. I have one teacher class right now, and it's pretty easy so far. It's all self-paced, so I can do it as quick or as slow as I want, but I have until, I think, July 3rd to do it. But with my traveling on mid-June, so like the 18th of this month and stuff, going up to Chicago and Wisconsin. I'm also going to make a stop at Methods Weightlifting in Kokomo, Indiana. So I'm going to go there. I don't know if any of you know that lifter in that gym, but I'm going to stop there, spend the night in Indiana, and then drive to Milwaukee Wednesday. And on Wednesday, well, I guess on the way to reset that. On the way on Wednesday, I'm going to stop in Chicago and train at a different weightlifting gym, although I haven't heard back from them. So that plan could get nixed if I don't hear anything. And that gym's called Sire Weightlifting. And I'll go there and then go straight to Milwaukee from there. And I might do the Guardians game that night, because the Guardians actually play Milwaukee, in Milwaukee. So either go to that one. I'm not 100%. I imagine that I probably won't want to go, but there's a day game the next day, which is kind of the main plan. So go to a day game there at the Brewer Stadium, lift, normal lifting after somewhere, and Friday normal lifting, Saturday normal lifting, and then see other places around. Not sure what else I'll do up there. I haven't exactly planned that yet. There are a couple friends I'm talking to about stuff to do up there. But after Saturday, I'll spend the night, and then Sunday drive to Chicago to go to the Cubs and see Wrigley Field and go to a game there. Stay at a hotel somewhere, which I have to figure out where, because then I'll go to the White Sox the next day, because they actually play the Guardians again. It's just like really random. But I'll be able to see the Guardians in Milwaukee and then follow them to their next series to... it should be their next series, because they'll be off Thursday, and then I think maybe they go somewhere else. No, they play Thursday, so I don't know. They play Monday, that's what I know. So I'll be able to go watch them in the White Sox stadium. The White Sox are actually good this year, which is kind of cool. Same with the Guardians. The Guardians, as a Cleveland fan, I'm always delusional, think that they'll be good, but White Sox being good is surprising. So I'll be getting a lot of steps in. I don't know how much sightseeing and stuff I'll do in Chicago. I'm kind of planning it to know like where I need to stop to train and to sleep and all of that stuff, and then if I do other stuff, then I'll do it then. I don't know why my phone keeps saying it's playing back at somewhere else. I'm not even really hearing it because I'm not playing it that loud, but we're going to do 50 now. Go up to 70 now. Last week I went 50, 70, then I skipped 90 and went to 100. Well, I'll probably add that rep back in. We'll do a double here and then probably singles the rest of the way. It's not really anything special I think about this, just trying to hold it strong and stay, I mean literally balanced as the name would imply, but keep it over my center of balance. So, or I heard, I didn't say I didn't really feel anything. My elbow was crackling on that one. Try to be pretty strategic with the music. It's really quiet now, so it shouldn't get copyright. When I do top sets, I'll play it and then remember to turn it down, because I'll probably have to mute it during those time slots. But yeah, let's get a reset and then do 90 right here. All right, I went and secured another battery as well, so should be good for the video. The song changed. One other strategy I use is I just play the same song, especially if I'm playing it quiet like this. So if it is picked up, it can mute all of the sections with it, but I can barely hear it, so I know the video can't. All right, let's do 90 now. A little forward, but I always feel the left side drifting forward. So make sure I'm pressing it back on that left side particularly. It's a good exercise for me to do, especially on a day like this where I'm doing more like positional lifts anyway, with like the front squat from the jerk from the rack anyway. not as like, not as dialed in. Moved alright. I'm trying to also like go down fast too. Not necessarily a dive bomb, but trying to just move quick. We'll redo the wraps and lock in for 110. 110 I missed last week and then made 120. So if I can do this and then 120 and that can move fine, then we'll be vibing. I think my AC kicked on in the house. I can hear it's, yeah, I'm actually just going to crank it up so that it's ready for when I go to bed. Because I do not like to listen to the AC kick on when I sleep. It's very loud in my house. It works well, but when you have a small house, you can just hear it. Just got to keep it back. Keep it back. And not just like, it's just like flexing it back, I guess. Be patient with it too. Gots to be patient. See if I can get this session done in 30 minutes. I'm gonna be ready for video games in 40. I should be able to. Should be able to. Last week I also tried to re-rack all the jerks, which I was able to do, which I was surprised about. Which will set me up, I mean, it's just convenient to do for one, but sets me up with some extra stimulus. Bit by a mosquito, I can already feel it on my arm. I made of sugar. It's unfortunate. When I'm doing exercises like this, I don't really wrap these very tight. They're not loose, but for squats and stuff, I'll do it tighter, but I just like to feel any compression for snatch movements and on like lighter sessions. Just feels nice to have that there. There's really nothing really bothers me today, but makes everything feel bigger and more compacted. Alright, we'll do a tactical reset and do 110. Alright, we gotta stay locked in for 110, literally and figuratively. Alright. Good until the very top. We stabilized it. Why is my phone trolling me? Alright, so that was good. Lost it a little forward on the way up, but felt really solid on the way down. So we'll do 120. Maybe a jump after this, but we got to make it first. Be attempting to use some performance enhancing music. So we'll lock in. I'm going to crank the music up. If you hear it, you know that Citizen likes fair use. If not, then, well, mostly their label won't like it. Alright. 120 should move fine. We've been moving well, grooving well. Body feels good. To make sure we stay locked in with it. Thought about re-racking it, but that felt good enough. Everything felt really smooth with it. So I didn't want to, thought even like, I'll do another overhead squat, but that's already a ton of progress from last week with how easy it felt, which is very hard in the lifter brain to accept the same weight and think that it's better. But moved a lot better. I didn't have to save it or anything. So it felt really smooth. I was even able to hold it in the bottom for a second. And that wasn't because I was losing balance, it's because I decided to. So that's already really good. Now we get ready for jerks. And kind of the other thing too is like getting up to that faster. I did 90 and I didn't do that last week, so I already had more volume. I missed, so it's like there's already a lot of positives, and it's hard when you're at this state where everything's moving well in a day to not be like, all right, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna do it for, I'm gonna go for another overhead squat or something, and then miss, and then be like, well, whatever. Like, that's not always bad to not do, but I want to have smooth, buttery sessions. Smooth and buttery. My phone keeps saying I'm playing in another location, and I don't understand. I sure. I'm not the only one that has access to my account, but I don't normally have this issue. Trying to see if I can find anything. Alright, I'm going to switch back. And see if that clears it up. So like it'll play the song once and then it's like a playback error, which like, you know, I played when I was doing the lift, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not too hot today, but I am getting a nice glistening. Yeah, definitely got a nice little bite there. Man, that's like a pretty big welt. I used to get crazy welts when I was little from mosquito bites. It looked terrible. I mean, obviously as a kid, you know, and really anyone, you're kind of always itching and stuff, but you just get giant welts that just look terrible. But I think it's just, I mean, I guess probably a slight allergic reaction, but probably more so just having really sensitive skin. Because even like sometimes I'll just like scratch my arm and then I have red marks on it, like clawing my arm. I'm like, all right, my nails aren't like crazy long and I'm not like just gouging myself, but lots of easy sensitivity when you're as pasty wet as I am. Yeah, I haven't talked about my shoes in a while. These ones are holding together, so these are a second pair. I still have the other pair that I could, they're not really even falling apart, they just are starting to get loose. I would just have to, you know, get some adhesive or something in them. But, so I have those two pairs. So these are still holding up better than the first pair. I feel like I've had these longer than the first one. But I keep trying like randomly to use the Romaleos and they just hurt my feet. Like they're just too narrow. And they look nice and I keep wanting them to work, but these just fit my feet. And I keep thinking like, oh, it's just, you know, that day or whatever. And every time I put them on, they're just too narrow, and it's not the length or anything. It's just they're too small width-wise. Also, I don't know if I talked about this, but I won the hook grip stuff. I think I mentioned this in the other long video I did. So the stuff should get here according to the shipping code Sunday or Monday. So, and I think if you look at the hook grip store, the marble coaster, if you look at like the name on it, has my first name on it. So I don't know, because it said like the Comet winner is getting this. I don't know if that's going in the package as well. That's pretty cool. Like a custom hook grip one. I only know that I'm going to get wraps of some sort, the Alico tumbler, and I don't know what else. I guess the coaster could be in it. I don't want to set my expectations that it's going to be in there. I'm just happy to get anything to, you know, have any sort of item. I was happy with just a tumbler. I would have been happy just a if you use, I think that was the original, was like you get an item and then a t-shirt. I'd fine with the t-shirt as well. And that's when I sent the message. I'm like, if you just, you know, t-shirt's fine, but I would love to have wraps or something instead, because I can always use another pair of knee wraps like these or wrist wraps. Really either kind. I didn't specify which, because I don't really, it's not as important to me. The more wraps the better, because it's nice if I need to wash these or something that I have another option. I don't have to keep, I'm out here by myself, but if my stuff starts to smell, then I smell it, so I don't like that either. So thankfully it keeps me clean, because I don't like to smell my own stank. Some people doesn't bother, but not that I have a super sensitive nose, but I can smell that stink, and I don't enjoy it. But yeah, so these are my other wraps. They're both all hook grip. The white ones are in the wash right now. And these ones, I mean, I just haven't worn them in a while. There's nothing really wrong with them. They're just a different color. But I suppose we should get on to 70 and start doing some Yorks. We'll see if my music bugged out again. Yeah. I'm gonna try logging out. And then logging back in to see if that I was playing it fine earlier today, so I don't know if it's something's bugging out. I guess maybe we'll just uninstall it. I'm so confused. Alright, we force stop. So let's go in and see if that Alright, so that seemed to make it work, so I think it was just I wonder if it was picking up because I was listening earlier on my computer, and I guess I wonder if that's a different location. But go ahead and give checks. So no misses on the snatch balance, and better than last week. And usually when I write notes like this, I just never look back at them. But what's nice with ChatGPT, when I can just verbally go over everything, I can talk about the notes and put that on there, and it just annotate, it just writes everything down for me. So it's really useful for that task, because that was always something I've always written down, everything I've done training wise, but going back and analyzing it, because then you have to get it into a sheet and do all the data analysis yourself. With this, I can just yap and put it into it puts it into a thing, and I could even get it to put it into any sort of way to incorporate the data. And it is nice because it's like a better version of a calculator, because it understands what the different exercises are and if they're related. Or before I would have to delineate snatches. If I'm like, how much pull volume am I doing? Well, that's going to be able to look at other stuff and be able to tell you, you did this much of this or that, and specify, a snatch pull plus a snatch, and delineate all of that stuff. At least it should be able to at least do a decent, more so than me having to do it all myself. It gives you a better snapshot. So I think that will be something cool to look at after this 5 weeks, is to see kind of the data trends. Because that's what I did earlier, was just like, all right, if I continue to progress like I am in the next 2 weeks, what numbers am I going to be hitting? And obviously that's probably not going to happen, but it's like you can look at different models of predictions and see where you could be if everything moves the way you want. All right, let's do 70. Not too bad. I took a while off between lifts. I'm going to do a tactical reset. Yeah. So I could manipulate the camera so it doesn't have a timer. As far as I think it only lets me record 20 minutes at a time. But when I did that before, the camera started glitching. And I don't typically, it's easier for me to just walk up and just reset it really quick versus having to deal with all that. I don't think it ruins the continuity of the clip, because I'm literally just starting and stopping. So it's not really changing much. The that would happen anyway. Then also, I can monitor it to make sure it's not bugging out. So like the last time I recorded a long video like this, it had some like weird error, so I was able to recognize that and not ruin the whole thing. At worst, it just ruins, you know, part of it. So I have chunks of clips. So we'll do this 100 and then go to 125. Not too bad. It's another nice thing of the pleasure complex. I did a pull, clean, front squat, push press bench, is that I'm getting a re-rack with, you know, up to a heavy weight. So that's helping on these days as well. We'll chalk up, do this 125, and then we'll put the heavier wraps on, put the belt on, and go about it that way. Alright, another tactical reset. We're not feeling super great, but the belt should help. Just like with the snatch balances, if I get up to the same weight, because I missed 140 last week the first time and I made it, I do the same thing with jerks where I just improve and, you know, cut out that miss. Then I'm more than happy to stay at the same weight. Misses cost a lot of energy, and thankfully I have a lot of excess strength, but I'm not trying to flex all of the excess strength I have and miss the same weight 8 times. Yeah, my phone's working now, so the app was just bugged out for a second. I will say, like, I use YouTube Music for my music, and the app isn't really that great. I think Spotify, I haven't used Spotify in a while. Spotify's probably better, but I just get it with YouTube Premium, so it's not bad enough to where I wouldn't want to use it. And you do get it like live versions of songs, you know, songs that aren't available typically on Spotify. So you do get the unauthorized versions of songs, which can be nice. And obviously you can just do that with YouTube anyway. So like if they got rid of YouTube Music, you can just play the music videos. I'm not sure how I want to approach front squats today. So I did the 160 for 3 last week, but it's extremely difficult. So I'll probably still do the 70 for 3, 120 for 3, 150 for 3. and then really could just, I don't know. I mean, 160 for 3 is really hard, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do more than that. It'd be the same thing, right? Just do the same 160 and do it for 3 and try to make it move better. So I need to remember to drink some water. I've been hammering the flavored water, sugar-free flavored water. Especially nice, like in the morning, I'll fill this up with flavored water and then throw my creatine in it. Cheapest way to do that. You don't need all the fancy electrolyte beverages. You just need to drink water. Alright. We're going to use some performance enhancing music again. Oh, it sucked. That one sucked. Oh, it's annoying. I don't really have a rule for misses, but I'm not missing this a second time and then doing it. So we have to make it. Just gotta do it better. Alright, tactical reset. And back to some loud music. lock in. We make this again. I mean, I'm glad I made it. I shouldn't be mad, but it's annoying that I can't just do that the first time. So this is maturity right here is 145, not just going to 150. Oh. Time for more copyrighted music. which I can live with that. When I started to try to control it down, it was just going. All right, we're gonna do 150. We get one attempt at 50 though. Now when I just say I know it's the exact song I want to. Alright, if we do the same thing and really try to get it back behind our head, we'll be able to do it. If not, I'll crash out and it'll be in front. We gotta just aggressively dip down and then just press it back. Got that little blow cloth twist on it, but we got it. Oh. Good, made it first time. I felt myself kind of push under. It's still in front. It's always, jerks are always going to be in front of me, but I felt myself pushing under, which is good. No chance of me re-racking that though. No shot for that. tactical reset. Should be able to go through these pretty quick too. What's nice with strength work is it's physical exertion, usually not as mentally exerting, mentally fatiguing. Especially at the first two. Obviously those are, well, the jerks are I guess technical work, but like it's a lot of mental focus for them. So I always do pulls last. It takes no focus, and I can always do whatever weights I want or need to do. All right, 20 for 3. be able to do this for 3 since I jerked it, right? One would hope. I think if this triple goes fine, we'll do 170. Probably I would do the back squat this week where I think a double, but probably end up just doing a single. But this triple has to be pretty easy. Hey, sorry to lose on the last one, but felt good enough for 170. 2 would be really cool, but probably just 1. So do it for 1 this week, and then try to do the same jumps and go to do it for 2 or off for bid 3, but relock into our ops. Still feeling pretty good though. And I felt like it felt okay on the lift, so it probably looked good. It probably moved fast. Usually how front squats are. Even my grindiest reps don't look as difficult as they feel. All right. One more legs. All right, my leg's actually fine. It's up my upper body. It's my front rack that needs to hold it. All right. So 1 for sure. Unless I feel really frisky, it'll just be 1. to slip down my left side. Got it up though. There wasn't a shot at doing two, but got it in. Hit the rep that I wanted. So next week we try to do it better for one, but also for two. So I'm gonna get myself all christened up for a live stream. If you ever watch any of my videos, you want to talk about training stuff, when I'm live streaming, I usually play Smite or sometimes that baseball game, occasionally chess, but you can always talk about lifting there. It's a good live way to get, how training with that particular day, most up-to-date updates. Or if you just want to harass me, make fun of me that I can't do 170 for two, could also be useful. But get this other wrap off, and then that will be a wrap on the video. So I guess this one will be a long one, and the next one too. So I guess by the time, if you kind of know what my weeks look like, you'll know this will be a bonus one. But I thought about live streaming today, the training session, but just didn't feel like it. And this one felt like better to just do a long one, so we did it like that. I feel like I talk more in these videos than I do in the live streams, but I guess because I try to fill the empty air on the live streams, I don't care as much. But that's gonna be it for now. Deuces, thanks for watching.